What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel for this really quick video in relation to my other video regarding about RNG. Now I'll be talking about the defense RNG specifically. There will be some parts here that were already talked about on the last video, but there will be new examples here focusing more on defense. And by the way, this topic here is kinda subjective, like some players want RNG and some players don't. So after watching, please let me know in the comment section what you think. So now let's get right into it. So before we go to the actual defense part, first let's talk about what is RNG. If you watched the previous video already, you can skip this part here. This is more on for those who missed it. So first, for those of you who don't know, here's the Google definition of RNG. This is defined as a device or algorithm that comes up with numbers by random chance. In gaming terms, then, RNG refers to events that are not the same every time you play. And to give you more perspective into this one, let's put it on 2K terms. Here's how it worked on 2K23, where there's a lot of RNG going on. I'll try not to be so technical in here. I'll try to make it as simple as possible, so it's much easier to understand. There could be lots of scenarios that it can apply, like shooting or finishing, but let's take dribble blow by defense as an example. So the moment you body up an opponent and you try to blow by, there's a lot of calculations that are happening before the game decides if it'll be a cutoff or a blow by. And this happened like in milliseconds, in real time. So basically, the moment you approach the defender, the game will calculate a lot of things, including each player's stats, badges, animations, positioning, stamina, and some other things, together with the gameplay sliders, difficulty, and lots of other stuff. Then at this point, the results are still not finalized. It will still undergo the RNG part. So based on all those calculations, the game will come up with probabilities. Like for example, let's say in this sequence here, if you compare everything, overall player A has the advantage. So let's say the game gave player A 75% and player B 25% chance of winning this exact sequence. So even though player A has an advantage, player B still have a chance. So that's how RNG works. There'll be some kind of randomness in everything. I'm not just saying this theoretically only, I can give you an actual example. This one here is 2K23, and I tried here a lot of times, and sometimes Ja was able to blue by LeBron, and sometimes LeBron was able to cut him off. That's because there was an RNG. Keep in mind though, yes, there's some randomness, but it's still based on something. Some players hate RNG because they thought that it is totally random. It's not like that. It's not completely random like rolling a dice. Now on 2K24, the RNG was reduced. It's really hard to say if 2K completely got rid of it because for me to say that, I have to test everything, but it is safe to say that it was reduced by a lot. So what's going to happen is, the game will still calculate all these stuff, but after the calculations, the results will be finalized. It's not going to undergo this stage. So in here, on this exact setup, if the calculations say it's going to be a cutoff by LeBron, then it's going to be a cutoff by LeBron all the time. The other side won't have a chance, unless I change their stats. In here you can see, I can just play this clip continuously, and you will notice it's always a cutoff. But the moment I reduce LeBron's perimeter defense stat, it's going to be the other way around. Ja will have the blow by, and it's going to be all the time. So that's how it looks like without the RNG, and that's your 2K24. And to give you more details about how there's not much RNG left, I'll show you another example. And to be really more specific, or to really dig deeper how much RNG we got on defense, I tried to put a really small gap between player A and B. On that previous test, I can't remember exactly, but I think I put 10 perimeter defense gap. So this time I will only put 1 point gap. So after lots of testings, I found out that the threshold on this exact setup is on 44 and 43. So first I tried 44 perimeter defense on LeBron, and it was always a cutoff. Then I tried to put it down to 43, and now Ja can blow by. And of course, that'll be all the time. Keep in mind though that it doesn't necessarily mean that whatever your build is, 44 will always be a cutoff and 43 is not. No, this stat combination here only applies on this player and sequence setup. I was just trying to make a point that RNG on 2K24 is really low to the extent that 1 point really matters. That if you repeat an exact same sequence with the same players, it will always be the same. Then if you pass a threshold even just by 1 point, it will accurately cross the animation threshold. The point that I'm emphasizing here is that it is all accurate. Like if I repeat something all over and over again for the same setup, it will give me same results. RNG is really low. So again, please let me know in the comment section, do you want it with more RNG like last year or less RNG like this year? There's no wrong answer, just share your opinion in the comment section down below. And same as last video, I'll try to pin one comment. So that's all for the video, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.